everyone, a very warm welcome to my channel. I am Shanti, and this video is the second in a series of videos that I am making based on a book called Lies My Doctor Told Me by Ken Berry. So this particular video is about the relationship between body fat and dietary fat. A lot of times we assume that the more fat we eat, then you will become as much fat, but that's not really the case. You must have seen that some people eat a lot of fat, they overeat so much, but still they stay very thin, whereas a lot of people who are in fact fat are someone who doesn't eat that much. So what is happening is, the first thing that you have to understand is the form of fat that we consume in our diet, that's not the same form of fat that is present in the body, that is being stored in the body. So the more you eat, the more fat you eat, doesn't mean that the more fat you become. It's not a linear relationship, okay? So what is at play is essentially it is hormones. So we have a myriad of hormones that we have in our body, and a lot of them have different functions, and when they communicate properly with each other, with all of the parts of our body, that's when we have a good functioning. So what happens is, let's take an example of overeating. The question is why you're overeating in the first place. So let's say that you've not slept well the previous day. Then the hormone that is responsible to give you the message of stop eating because you're full, that hormone is not going to give you a proper signal. So you will tend to overeat because you don't know exactly that your body is full, that your stomach is full. So that is how bad sleep will affect in overeating. And of course, let's say that you have diabetes, then you tend to store a bit more fat as compared to, like, for the same amount of food that you're eating, you will tend to store more fat. And if you are having thyroid issues, then also you tend to store more fat. So hormone health is once again a whole new topic. There are a lot of issues at play here. So you need to focus on stress modulation, you need to focus on having good sleep, and you need to move well. You shouldn't sit at the same place for a lot of time during the day. And of course, you need to expose yourself to daylight so that your circadian rhythms are working properly. And in general, your emotional health, the way you are dealing with your family and friends, all of these matter. So then it becomes a whole new playground, right? So hormonal health is not a joke. So when you have fat issues, then don't confine yourself to just exercising or eating less fat. It is about everything, okay? And another important point is to distinguish between healthy fat and unhealthy fat. So there are some fats in the diet which are actually good for you. They are required for the healthy working of the body. So this will be eggs and meat if you are a non-vegetarian. But if you are a vegetarian, then you have paneer, you have ghee, curd, and also sesame seeds, coconut. All of these are good sources of fat. Whereas fatty foods, fried foods, these are junk food also. So these are all sources of bad fat. And even on food labels, if you see something called trans fat, then that is not good for you. Whereas saturated fat is considered a good fat. So to be able to distinguish between good fat and bad fat is also one big game changer. And another thing, I have told before that there are some people that eat a lot, but then they don't tend to become fat. So if you are someone who eats a lot of fat as well as you're overeating all kinds of bad fat, like fried fatty foods, then you will have to take care. Even if you are not physically fat, it might be that you may have issues like fatty liver, which is the storing of fat in the liver. And you may have the condition of skinny fat, wherein you are looking thin only, but your muscle mass may be less. So that is not good for your metabolic health. So be careful. If you are eating too much and you're still not getting fat, don't just be feeling that you're special, okay? And finally, one book recommendation that is given in the book also, in the book Lies My Doctor Told Me. So he has given a lot of resources, in fact. So you can check out all of the resources, but one particular resource is a book called Eat Fat, Get Thin by Dr. Mark Hyman. So this particular book is something that I've not read, but this author, Mark Hyman, is someone I've been following for a while on social media as well, and I have read one of his books called The Pagan Diet, and I am pretty sure from this information, I am pretty sure that this book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, will also be very, very good. So you can go through that book and have more information on how exactly you can get thin. So yes, that is all for this video. If you did like it, then don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment, and do check out the first episode in this series and stay tuned for more episodes.